Hey, it's your Infusion bestie Shannon, and welcome to the Infusion Life. Today I want to show you what an infusion day actually looks like for me. Not the clinical version, but the real one. And I'm going to start somewhere that might surprise you. The evening before. 8 years in, I've learned that infusion day goes better when I set my rhythm the night before. Before I do anything else, I ask myself one question. Are there any non-negotiables tomorrow? Do I have appointments? Am I shuttling anyone? Kids, a neighbor, myself? Is there food in the house for dinner? What will exercise look like? Can I fit it in? If there are things that have to happen, I plot them earlier in my day so I have time and space in the afternoon and the evening to concentrate on the actual infusion. That boundary for me is non-negotiable. It took me years to hold it consistently, and now it's just how the course of my infusion day goes. For a long time, I kept my medical supplies in a plain cardboard box, and that was fine until it wasn't. And at some point I realized I wanted a setup that actually honored what these supplies are, what they do for me. This is quality of life equipment, and it deserves to be treated that way. So during the pandemic, I made a change. I found like a low-level rolling tray, white metal mesh bottom with casters, easy to maneuver, fits under my bed easily or in my closet, and all of my supplies live in that. And because I get my supplies once a month, I have a system. The day that my supplies arrive, I open the box immediately. The vials go straight into the fridge. Everything else gets broken up into 4 separate grab-and-go bags for the week. Syringes, pump, that's it. 8 years of refinement distilled into one grab-and-go bag. Here's my pump. The morning of infusion day, I wake up and I drink a full glass of water. Hydration on infusion day is not optional for me, and I've learned that the hard way. After my morning routine, I head downstairs to the fridge, and I have a dedicated crisper drawer for all of my medications, just mine. I pull out my vials, place them on my kitchen island, and let them come to room temperature. I put the packaging and the recycling away and let them just do their thing throughout the day. Then I go about my morning. Infusion time varies depending on what I need and how that day goes, but typically I like to have it in the afternoon or the evening. Sometimes I work, sometimes I'm on the phone with friends, sometimes I stream something good during my infusion, and sometimes, the best sometimes, I just rest. I let myself be still and absorb the therapy quietly. No multitasking, just presence. I want to be honest about the needle insertion because I think a lot of people wonder about this. Sometimes the infusion sites are painful, sometimes it's not. Over time, I've developed a couple of small hacks like pinching the skin before I puncture to make the impact less harsh or sharp feeling. It works most of the time, not every time, and I've made peace with that. Sometimes it bruises, it's part of it. As the hours pass during my infusion, something shifts, and there's a feeling of relaxation that comes over me in a particular kind of fullness, quite literally, not just figuratively. A fluid is moving into my body that my immune system cannot produce on its own. And when I slow down enough to notice that, it's actually extraordinary. And when it's over, there's always a relief. Always. A quiet, consistent acknowledgement that I showed up for myself. That I placed the infusion life at the center of my self-care, the way it belongs. In my family, we say health is wealth. And on infusion day every week, I invest in that wealth. The hours that follow are gentle ones. Nighttime hygiene, and pouring myself into bed. My infusion sites are often tender, and I keep them covered and protected through the night with gauze and band-aids and a loose layer of clothing over the top. And by morning, they're usually settled down somewhat. And then my week begins. This is what infusion day looks like for me from the inside. Not the protocol, not the procedure. A life built around treatment and a treatment built into a life. I hope something here makes you feel less alone on your next infusion. I'm Shannon, your infusion bestie, and this is the Infusion Life. So subscribe for a new video every 2 weeks and drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you. What does your infusion day rhythm look like? Any hacks to share? Any pro tips? As always, this is not medical advice, just my experience. Always work with your care team. And as always, welcome, bestie.